what's going on? Eric Bach here. Today, we're gonna cover 3 underrated exercises to help you build bigger biceps. Hopefully these also work to get rid of these terrible tan lines. Anyway, let's go. A quick note when it comes to training biceps. A lot of people dramatically overdo it. They do a million different exercises with a ton of variation, and they don't build really a balanced physique in general. And one important thing is your body would like to grow in proportion. And so if you're putting a ton of work directly in your arms, but neglecting other parts of your body, a lot of times you're gonna have unbalanced growth, and eventually you're gonna hit plateaus directly with it. And so one of the simplest things you can do to actually build your arms is to focus on building muscle in general. A lot of people say, I want to build my arms, but then they don't focus on training everything else. It doesn't quite work that way. So we want to get stronger across the board. We want to build muscle across the board. And once we build that great foundation, anything we want to do to specialize on building bigger arms will work that much better. Now, one of the best things you can do if you want to build bigger arms is get strong as hell on all of your pulling exercises. What do I mean by pulling exercises? Get strong as hell on pull-ups or chin-ups, get strong as hell on things like a bent over row. And as a result, what we're gonna do is you're gonna first, yes, directly build some muscle, but you're gonna build a lot of strength. And so when we can build more strength, that's going to allow us to use more weight for more reps, create more muscular damage, more metabolic stress, AKA the pump, within a muscle to help them grow. So in many cases, the first step that I take when I'm working with somebody who wants to build their arms is actually increase the amount of horizontal pulling they are doing throughout the day. Take a second and think about it. We spend all of our time internally rotated in this kyphotic posture with looking like Quasimodo, right? Well, if we can start to strengthen our posterior chain, build wider lats, build a stronger back, what's naturally gonna happen is, one, we're gonna start building that V-tapered athletic physique that we're after. We're gonna have better shoulder health and mechanics, but all of these exercises, anytime we're doing a pulling exercise, whether it's a dumbbell row, a pull-up, a chest-supported row, a cable row, are working your biceps. So, by extension of focusing on building more horizontal and vertical pulling directly into your workout to improve posture and improve overall performance and aesthetics, your arms are naturally gonna grow. But let's say we've done all that. What 3 exercises should you focus on next? Let's get to it. All right, this first exercise, I have an Angles 90 grip, but you can also use rings or any type of device where you're gonna have free range of motion. We're going to do a ring chin up. So a chin up, that means the hands are facing directly back towards your torso versus a pronated or overhand grip when your palms are away from you. One, that's gonna bias the exercise directly towards your biceps from the get-go. You're also gonna be a little bit stronger. Or when we bring our grip in, it's also going to make the exercise much more of a bicep dominant exercise. You're gonna be stronger here than you are in any type of pull-up exercise as well. So what I recommend a lot of people do is actually start to use some external weight, such as a weight belt. Now, when we are doing a close grip chin up, the reason we like to use these handles is it allows that free range of motion. When we have that free range of motion, we can prevent elbow, wrist, and shoulder dysfunction and injuries that tend to really creep up on lifters when they have a ton of focus directly on building their biceps. So when we use tools intelligently like that, that's how we can prevent injuries, which is going to allow you to stay more consistent long-term, and voila, better muscle growth and bigger biceps. So when I'm doing this exercise, a couple things. One, I like to use a hollow body, lower body position, which you can't see, unfortunately, based on the video. Basically means point your toes away from you, do not kip any of that weird bullshit. So we got our grip slightly inside shoulder width, and we're gonna do sets. I like to go 5 sets of 5 with a 5-second eccentric. So we're going slow on the way down. When we have that longer eccentric tempo, that's gonna create more tension and mechanical stress directly inside, and it's gonna help you reinforce great technique. If you cannot control 5 reps with a 5-second negative, go 3 seconds until you build that strength. So first exercise, a ring chin up, 5 sets of 5 with a 5-second eccentric. You're gonna wanna take 2 to 3 minutes rest on this exercise. Again, ideally, we wanna be able to use some external weight. That's gonna put a ton of stress directly into biceps and force those things to grow. If you cannot hit that tempo, drop down to a 3-second eccentric. If you still can't do it, you might want to consider using a band for a band-assisted chin-up until you build that strength and stability. The second exercise is an incline dumbbell bicep curl. Now, because the elbows actually drift backward behind your body on this, we're going to be training the long head of the bicep, which is responsible for giving you more of that biceps peak directly when, say, for example, you're doing a double front bicep pose. So if you want a more prominent bicep when it comes to doing a flex, this is gonna be a great exercise for you. Now, the big thing with the incline dumbbell bicep curl, it doesn't fix a farmer's tan like I had right now, but it will fix small arms. So when you're going back here, one of the key things is keep constant tension all the way through and keep your head back on the bench. You don't wanna be leaning forward here. Now, we want a slight amount of flexion on the very bottom, so we have tension in our arms, and we're curling up and under control. And so the focus is not on using the heaviest weight possible. It's about keeping constant tension all the way throughout. And a great stretch on the bottom of every single rep. And so for most lifters, frankly, using a weight 20, 25 pounds is gonna be enough to get an incredible stretch, especially when you're paying attention to your timing and your tempo. When I'm doing an incline dumbbell bicep curl, I will do 3 to 4 sets of 8 to 10 reps with a 3 to 4 second eccentric. So I'm really putting a ton of tension directly on those biceps all the way through. About a 90-second rest period is perfect. And again, this builds that bicep peak. So when you do a bicep flex, those puppies are gonna look a little bit better. Now, the third and final exercise we're gonna focus on here is gonna be a fat grip cable curl. We're gonna use a wider grip. So with that wider grip, we're actually gonna focus on the short head of the bicep. So if you think about looking at your bicep, imagine you're wearing a t-shirt right now. If you want a thicker bicep, kind of when you see that t-shirt sitting out, this is gonna be a great exercise for building that aspect of your bicep. The cable provides a consistent resistance, unlike the previous 2 exercises that we've done. So cable work is something I love when it comes to training your arms, when it comes to training your biceps specifically, because of constant tension that it puts on there. And for most people, it has them have a little bit better technique, which is gonna help preserve their elbows and prevent some injuries. So one additional tool I like to use when it comes to building biceps is gonna be what we call the fat grips. So these are a grip attachment that you put on directly onto a barbell, onto a dumbbell, whatever device you're using. And by increasing the girth of your grip, it's gonna challenge your forearm flexors a ton, a little bit different muscle fiber recruitment when it comes to your bicep as well. And listen, anybody who does fat grip training, who turns wrenches for a living, they generally have some pretty nice ass forearms. So it's gonna help you get you some forearm development as well while preventing those injuries. Now, you can use a straight bar, you can use an easy bar, whatever you really have with you. I prefer to use a easy bar attachment right here. And again, these slight bends directly in the bar itself are gonna be a little bit easier on the elbows, particularly with biceps. Again, anytime we can prevent any elbow pain or discomfort, it's gonna be absolutely crucial, because a lot of times once that elbow pain gets in there, it stays for quite a while and it's difficult to get rid of. And so you can see the fat grip attachments right here increase the girth of the grip, and then we're all set. Now, when we're training the short head of the bicep, I like to go a little bit higher in terms of the rep range. I'll do 3 sets of 12 to 15 reps. With that, one of the primary goals here is to create more metabolic stress, AKA the pump. So rest periods would be about 60 seconds. Hey, so if you got value directly from this video, do me a favor. I want to keep this stuff free of the ads and all that bullshit that you don't want to see anyway. So drop me a comment, let me know what you liked, and share this on your favorite social media platform. If you want to grab a workout that has my favorite arms exercises all included and fully video guided, all you got to do is head to the description box below. bachperformance.com/arms is going to have an incredible guide for you to download 100% free. And if you want to work directly with me, if you want to look great naked without living in the gym, all you got to do is go to bachperformance.com/coaching, and we will get you all set up so you can look great naked without living in the gym. Peace. Did you find this helpful? If so, pound that like button and hit subscribe. Now, if you want a free copy of our Chiseled Muscle Cheat Sheet, the no BS way to help you lose body fat and build lean muscle in 90 days, make sure that you go to the description below and download your free copy. Any questions? Drop them in the comments, and can't wait to see you with the next video.